I sold the Chevy Tahoe last night over the phone, and the customer should be here probably sometime around 11:30, 12 o'clock to pick it up and take delivery. Can you fill it regular?
Right.
Thank you. Okay. Guess the one pump isn't working. It's official. My last video that I posted is my most disliked video that I've ever created. I think it has like 100 dislikes at the moment. 87%, I think. Normally I'm hovering around like 97 to 98% as far as like a like to dislike ratio. I'm assuming the majority of those dislikes is due to the content about, you know, the dealership charging over MSRP versus the actual video format itself. It's the content and the subject matter in the video that people disliked, which I get. You know, it's one of those situations that, you know, it's hard for a dealership to make this decision. It's contrary to what most people think. Maybe it's not. Maybe a lot of dealerships take pride in doing this and just really want to make as much money as humanly possible. I don't know. I'm going to get lumped into that crowd only because I'm a salesman, no matter what I say or no matter what I believe or no matter what I think. But I can tell you guys that for those that think dealerships are nothing but, you know, greedy and deceitful and trying to just gouge a customer, what you guys don't see is the, you know, last month, probably the 15 to 20 of my clients that I had discussions with about not buying cars, you know, about extending their lease, about buying out their lease and keeping it because that's the best option for them right now. You know, the advice that you give as a true sales professional that helps you build a long-lasting career, especially when you stay in the same store. And I feel, and I don't have to feel, I know that the way I've done business for so long, for 16, 17 years here, is why I have customers that have come back over and over and over and over again to the tune of sometimes 7 or 8, 9 cars, you know, for their family. You know, whether it's husband, wife, children, relatives, referrals, coworkers. You know, I have a really a great customer base of people that value the way we do business, and we of course value their business and appreciate that they trust us and they do business with us. So it's a touchy subject. I wanted to get into, you know, the whole discussion of the comments. Thank you. I may bring up a few in this video, but I gotta tell you, I got completely overwhelmed when the comments started rolling in. I put that video up at, you know, 9:30 at night. I ended up going to bed. I woke up in the morning, there were over 300 comments on that video, and you know, got into some cool conversations, and I really appreciate all the comments. You know, I like the feedback. I like to see what people are saying and what people think. And actually, you know, if you look at the comments, it was pretty evenly split. Once again, you sort of have 3 different groups. You have a group of people that say anything over MSRP is robbery, gouging, you know, stealership, all the names, all the stuff that you could think. You have another camp of people that say it has to be done, it's what the business can do, and it's completely understandable. Then you have a third group that sort of also agree that you should be able to do it and you might have to do it, whatever the case may be, but they're not the ones to pay it. And that's the key thing. We're not forcing anybody to buy the product we have. You know, we're putting it out there for a price, and it's up to that person to decide whether it works for them or whether it doesn't. You know, if it does, we'll sell it. If it doesn't, we won't sell it and we'll leave it here. And I gotta tell you, the one benefit that we got from putting $2,500 over on that Tahoe, this Tahoe, the one I'm in, is it was here for like 2 weeks. So we actually had a vehicle here that we can show, we can test drive. Now this only has 30 miles on it, so no big deal. But we had a vehicle that we can actually show people, because for about a month and a half, or about a month, we had no Tahoe, we had no Suburban, we had no Traverse. We don't have any of these vehicles. So the fact that we have only 3 or 4 cars on the lot, You put a premium on it. If they sell, they sell. If they don't, listen, for right now, we have something that we can show and we can test drive. The one thing is, you know, most likely this won't last forever and things will sort of go back to some form of reality. No one really knows how long that's going to take, but you know, it should happen eventually, unless this is going to be some sort of a new norm where supplies are lessened or production is lessened to keep inventories low. Come on. In which case prices would still remain high, but that would also help out with your trade values and your resale values on current vehicles. So this is something that's brand new to the auto industry. I can't compare a time in my career. Like some people compare back in like the housing crisis in 08. Like, oh, this is something we've been through before. The housing crisis was nothing compared to this. We had inventory back then. We had cars to sell. The problem back then was you couldn't get credit. You know, it was that credit crunch where we had customers with 720 credit scores that would normally be an instant approval that couldn't get loans because they weren't lending money out. That was the main problem we had at that time. Now, for me personally at this store, my worst month in the car business was November of 08. I did 6 cars. I only had 13 clients that month that I actually spoke to. Now, that was November. December was slow. January started coming back a little bit. And then that February, I had one of my best months because everybody who couldn't buy cars November, December, January came in February, March, April. You know, so we had inventory to sell. We just didn't have, again, the ability to get loans and credit. And that's where people ran into a problem. But that only lasted, in my experience here, that lasted like 3 months, and that was it. This is going to last a lot longer. While I'm waiting for my Tahoe to get detailed up and the customer to come in, I figured let me show you the used car lot. Actually, one quick update. We did get 2 Traverses in yesterday, 2021s. They were 2 of the vehicles that were waiting for chips. They're 1LT cloth vehicles, but they did arrive. So we have the 2 Traverses, we still have the Camaro, and we still have that white Silverado. Here in a used car lot, we have an entire line of Equinoxes. Most of these Equinoxes are one of 2 different things. Either they're a 2020 and they're one of our loaner cars to our service department, or they're a 2018 or 2019 off-lease vehicle. So that's really the 2 ways that we got the majority of these Equinoxes here. We got a couple of new additions this past week, 2 lease returns that came in. This one, 2018 Suburban Signature Package. It's got like 43,000 miles on it. It has all the fun stuff like the navigation, the DVD, the sunroof, the bucket seats, the power folding seats, all that sort of stuff. So we're excited about that. And this one as well, which is a 2018 Tahoe, also off lease. This one is a luxury package, 20-inch polished wheels. Again, sunroof, DVD, nav, buckets, power folding seats, you know, all the stuff that people look for in these trucks. So right now, this is it. We have 1 Tahoe and 1 Suburban on the lot, used and new combined. And it's funny because, I mean, there were times that literally this entire row from that flagpole all the way down to the end was Suburbans and Tahoes and Yukons XLs. And to only have 2 on the lot is just, it's insane. I'm actually gonna link a video at the end of this video. A video I created back right before the pandemic started in 2020. I think it was like March 7th. And, you know, I'm just talking about dealership life and the things that are going on. And the amount of inventory we had on the lot then is just, it's mind-boggling to think that we were at one point there and now we're, you know, where we're currently at. Another new addition is this 2020 GMC Acadia. Really nice looking truck. This is a 2020, like I said. It's got 19,000 miles on it. I'm not exactly sure where we got this one yet, whether we bought it off lease or bought somebody out of it or whatever. It just got here the other day. They cleaned it up and they parked it here yesterday. Everything in the front row is pretty much the same stuff you've been seeing in videos. And I also still have the same pickup trucks here. I do have somebody currently thinking about this 2500. Not sure if that's the way he wants to go yet, but hopefully we can get that sold and on the road.
fairness, because I despise your team.
The C7 is definitely smaller than the C8, in my opinion, just based on my body type and my fit in the vehicle. I feel like the roof it's literally touching my head. When I look forward, my eye line is about here, which means I'm looking right at the lower portion of the, well, the upper portion, I'm sorry, of the window and the visor there. So, you know, I had a C6. The C6 I fit in like a glove. The C7 always felt very small to me. The new C8 feels more like the C6 did. And just, again, in my personal experience. Your thinking is correct. The gentleman that bought the C8 Corvette that was in my last video, this was his trade-in. This is, you know, I don't even know what this is actually. I'm just parking it for the other salesman. It has 43,000 miles on it. Let's stop real quick and see what we got here. We have 2018 Corvette Convertible 3LT with magnetic selective ride control, a shark gray Stinger hood stripe, the two-tone seats that you see here on the inside, and it has front and rear splash guards. So this car, brand new, was $73,145. Probably the most important feature that most of you already saw was the fact that this is in fact the 7-speed, which these days is probably something that's a little more sought after since you can no longer get a manual transmission in the Corvette. This one, I don't know, we have to put it through the shop. I'm sure we're gonna keep it, so keep an eye on the website, SchumacherChevroletLivingston.com. It should be on there relatively soon. So let's hear your feedback. If you're watching this video and you have a new 2021 Tahoe or Suburban, what is your feedback? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? You know, I'm always interested to hear. I know GM will send, at least I think I remember GM sending surveys out and things like that to owners to kind of get a feel for what people think. This way they can get a better idea for things they should possibly change. So throw down in the comments, like what do you like and dislike about your new body 2021 Chevrolet Suburban or Tahoe? Tahoe is burning gas down the road. Customer's very happy. Right now I'm waiting for my Suburban customer to come in. This is gonna be a factory order. I think they're pulling in, they are pulling in right now. So we're gonna actually put a Suburban build together in the computer and write that one as well. That'll actually put me at 17 factory orders in the system currently. It looks like this video is going to be another one of my like abrupt endings because the day kind of got away from me. I delivered the Tahoe. My customer showed up like you saw. Let me just lower this down. My customer showed up to order and to go over a Suburban. And it's funny, I don't have a Suburban here. I didn't have a Tahoe here. I did have a Traverse. So they wanted to see a Traverse and a Suburban. So we looked at the 21 Traverse that I'm in right now. We checked out that 2018 Suburban so they can drive one and kind of feel the size and the ride quality of what a new one will sort of be like. And in the process of doing that, they decided for their family that the Traverse is actually the better way to go. So what they did was put a deposit on an inbound 3LT model with the sunroof and all that sort of stuff. And they're also going to contemplate looking at a 22. So the 21 is probably the way they're going to go. Over the weekend, they're going to look at the differences and just the cosmetic differences of the 22 model. And if they decide to go that way, we'll order them exactly what they want. The 21, obviously, they'll get a little quicker because the chips should be getting put in relatively soon. which means it'll be here hopefully October. So we'll see. Anyway, successful day. If you're wondering where I'm at right now, I have 10 cars. I have 11 cars sold. 6 are used, 5 are new. I'm in first place out of the sales staff here. So it's actually not a bad month, considering all things as far as, units go. So we're just going to keep plugging along and make a month out of it. I'll see you in the next video.